Morning and welcome to the chat on Newsday Amarillo and News Channel 10-2. I'm David Lovejoy.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Rhonda Lonnert.
Chuckalicious Chuck Williams.
And joining us today is Mr. Richard Burke. He's with Protest PRAD, PRAD.com. Today is a day, we were joking about this during the break. This, to some people, this is more anticipated than Christmas morning. Knowing what you owe on your property, what the taxes are, is just paramount. It's a very important part of a day-to-day living now. It's not something you just say, don't worry about it. And Mr. Burke is here to talk about the release this morning of those PRAD tax evaluations. Welcome. Thank you for being on the show today, sir.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Mr. Burke, I just want to go, why is it important, or why are you claiming it to be important, that homeowners need to protest their property tax valuation?
Well, the county has a responsibility to evaluate everybody's property taxes, and they do it in a mass appraisal, which means that they know what houses have sold for and they have that information, but they don't have specific information. They don't look inside your house. They don't know whether it's updated or not. And new sales and sales that happened this year tend to have been updated and things like that. And if you don't minimize the value, taxable value of your property, then the problem escalates as time goes by. And you continue to pay more than you absolutely have to. And we don't have to pay more than we have to.
Well, if you decide that you want to protest, how hard is it to do this? And, what's the process like?
Well, I served on the Randall County Appraisal Board for a number of years, and it's not difficult if you have help and you know what to do. It's pretty difficult for someone who's not really educated in the appraisal and real estate market, but it is important that you get a property tax value that works for you and that keeps your taxes at a minimum.
You mentioned that at the top of the intro there about knowing about it, there's very few things you pay somebody for without asking questions. You don't go into the store and pick up a cantaloupe and say, well, just charge me whatever. You want to know, what this cantaloupe is or what this product is. And taxes are one of those things that really, it's like a product. You have to pay for it, you have to pay it off. But it seems like homeowners are sometimes afraid to question, to ask about that. Why is that? Why is that the situation? Why do people, are they so intimidated by the fact of dealing with something like their yearly tax evaluation?
Well, the evaluation, people don't generally understand how they come to the evaluation, and they don't know what to do, how to respond to it. And that's where we come in, because we are professionals at this. We've been doing it for years. And your tax appraisal is based on sales in the previous year, is where they get their document and they have actual sales numbers and they know what to do. But houses that have been sold, typically when you get ready to sell your house, you shine it up. You make it as sellable as possible. So those values that they get tend to be at the top end of the market. People get as much as they can when they sell their house. On the other hand, if you've been living there for years, you may not have updated inside, you may not have painted, you may have cracks in your foundation, you may be next door to a high traffic convenience store that reduces the value of your particular property. So there's a lot of ways that you can get a more accurate appraisal that reflects the true value of your home, and that's what you have to pay taxes on, not on the likely value of it.
So when can homeowners, when will they be receiving their property tax valuation notification?
They basically go out today. So they should get it within this next week. You should get it in the mail. And and if you have questions and you don't understand it, contact protestprad.com. We'll help you.
You know, that's what I wanted to know. Like, what is the process? Okay, I'm going to protest my my evaluation. What's the process from there after I send it in?
Well, if you're going to do it, you go to our website. We have a very easy to use website, allows you to enter your address, and we have access to all the databases out there, and so you can start the process. Then we will then take that and put together a package to protest the value. We will actually do what's called a competitive market analysis and a detailed report that shows what your property is really worth in its present condition. And then we will file that for you with the county.
PRAD, protestprad.com is the place. Mr. Richard Burke and his organization will help you out. If you have questions, drop by their website. It's really interactive. It's really simple and easy to use. But don't let this opportunity slip by. Don't pay more than you have to. Know your rights, know the rules, and don't be afraid to stand up and say what's fair is fair. Mr. Burke, thank you so much for some great information. Remember, those evaluations start going out today. And like I said, we'll see how big of an uproar, because usually by 2 o'clock we hear the screaming. So
Right.
We'll see how this goes around. Great information, Mr. Burke. Thank you for taking time with us today.
Thank you so much for having me, and we're here to help if we can.
There you go. Protestprad.com is the place you need to go. Like I say, evaluations go out starting today. Get yourself prepared. Know the rules. Know your rights. Know what's different and how you can do it. And like I said, that this is one of those times of year that some people just sit and can't wait to get into and to dive into. And then there's always that inevitable backlash.
Right.
People are upset with how they've looked at things. Nine times out of 10, because it's gone up.
Yeah.
And you want to know why. Well, why are you going up? And so that's something you need to check into. And once again, that is PRAD. Protestprad.com is the place.